comrades and friends, may I begin by congratulating our sister liberation movement of the ANC and you, Your Excellency, the President of the ANC and the Republic of South Africa, Comrade Cyril Ramaphosa, for convening this timely summit of our liberation movements. The well-considered theme of our summit, and I quote, defending the liberation gains, advancing integrated socio-economic development, strengthening solidarity for a better Africa, end of quote. This encapsulates the duty and responsibility before us all today. Allow me to further express gratitude for the generous hospitality extended to me and my delegation since our arrival here in the Republic of South Africa. Your Excellencies, since the last summit of former liberation movements, our region has lost many distinguished veterans of our liberation struggle who fought and sacrificed their lives for the independence, the freedom and democracy we all enjoy today. Their selfless dedication and unwavering commitment to the liberation of the region and the continent as a whole will remain etched in our collective memory for generations to come. May their departed souls continue to rest in eternal peace. Your Excellencies and fellow comrades, in March 2024, ZANU-PF hosted the meetings of the leagues of our parties, wherein calls on the need to jealously guard, protect and promote the revolutionary agenda were loud and very emphatic. This session of summit presents us with another opportunity to review our experiences while also consolidating our shared ideals, principles and aspirations for the prosperity of our peoples. The mission before us, as stated in our summit theme, is an urgent imperative. Counter-revolutionary forces have doubled up antics to divide and fragment our movements. They are unrelenting in their nefarious quest to obliterate the liberation of movements from the political radar of our region. However, we must remain emboldened by our rich liberation history, which is our greatest teacher. The millions of people who look to liberation movements with hope for a better tomorrow should be a source of inspiration for us. Our democracy, freedom and independence did not come on a silver platter. The infrastructure that denied us democracy and independence has muted and expresses itself in numerous forms. These include through interference in the internal affairs of our parties and governments, sabotage of our economies, and at worst, covert support of conflict and war in our jurisdictions. We cannot be complacent. Robust and fluid strategies are necessary to guarantee the perpetuity or for people-centered governance. We defeated them in the past, and we shall defeat them again and again and again in future. Through our unity and unbreakable solidarity, victory is and shall remain certain. Our synergies and collaboration must be bold and purposeful, while the exchange of ideas and perspectives among our parties should be responsive and honest to the realities we face. We are people-centered. Colossal revolutionary mass parties. In honor of the many departed gallant sons and daughters of our region who fought against colonialism, apartheid, and oppression, we can never, never give up. We have a sacred duty and responsibility to retain power for the purpose of advancing the people's agenda. This is what our heroes fought for. We should never allow ourselves to lose power. We must look into the future with confidence and optimism, with the people and our countries being masters of our own destinies under the banner of our liberation movements. Deliberate support for production and productivity, as well as sustainable enterprises, are key cogs towards propelling the diversification and the growth of our respective economies and countries. The modernization and industrialization agenda, particularly among rural communities, is a responsibility deserving our focus, my dear comrades. Transformational policies, programs, and projects are essential in this regard. In the case of Zimbabwe, our ZANU-PF government is drilling balls in each of the 35,000 villages and establishing an agro-based community-managed village business unity of the 35,000 villages. These are mitigating the impact of climate change, guaranteeing household food security, providing throughout horticulture exports, and ultimately improving rural incomes. The fruits of our independence and freedom translated to affordable education, health care, transport, clean water, and sanitation, among other basic social services. Let us not shy away from looking at new financing models and partnerships to deliver on our mandates. The education sector should be the bedrock upon which we advance innovation, science, and technological development towards meeting the needs of our economies and our people. Audacious policy frameworks and government procurement quotas are crucial to accelerate the growth of startups, innovation, and inventions by our talented young people. Similarly, the youth and women are vital to the growth of all sectors of the economy, including in the mining, agriculture, infrastructure development, and tourism, among others. In our case, ZANU-PF has adopted strategies to empower the youth, not only through issuance of mining claims, but also with equipment, so that they participate in the mining value chains. In the agriculture sector, mechanization programs targeted at the youth have proved a transformational empowerment tool towards increased agriculture productivity among our young farmers. Youth and women-led consortiums are participating in infrastructure development in both urban and rural areas. ZANU-PF is also implementing numerous projects aimed at enhancing the welfare and income base of the veterans of the liberation struggle. At a macroeconomic level, the multi-pronged policy reforms adopted by our ZANU-PF government have seen stability and GDP growth expected to around 6% this year, to be around 6% this year. In honor of our founding fathers and in the true spirit of Pan-Africanism and the regional integration, let us do more to promote trade among our countries. My dear comrades, the strategies we deployed to keep the grassroots galvanized in our fight against colonialism and oppression must never be forgotten. The correct line of the revolution remains our guiding beacon. Our rich liberation heritage should be harnessed by today's youthful and tech-savvy generation to grow our party membership base. Leveraging on our political party schools and leadership institutions, deliberate efforts to nurture politically conscious young people and cadres who have knowledge and an understanding of our history, ideology, and the value systems should be scaled up. We should not allow our young people to invent themselves. The legacy of luminaries and veterans of our movements, along with our rich liberation heritage, must be kept alive, immortalized, and memorialized. In this spirit, Zimbabwe is grateful to Angola, Mozambique, Tanzania, and Zambia for their part and facilitation of my government's program to rehabilitate liberation war heritage sites within their jurisdictions. Similarly, Zimbabwe continues to support South Africa in its ongoing repatriation program of departed liberation luminaries who fell during the struggle and were buried in Zimbabwe. We shall cooperate. My dear comrades, united we stand and divided we fall. Unity, cooperation, and solidarity amongst ourselves as liberation parties must realize maximum benefits. To achieve this, it is critically important that we address contradictions within our respective parties and overall body politic. Divergent views and strategies need not cause fractures detrimental to the revolution. Our colossal movements must remain bigger than individuals in the party. While the invisible ends are apparent, we should, as independent Pan-Africanists, close ranks in pursuit of common goals to develop our countries. Let us set aside all forms of differences and confront our challenges head-on while maintaining the integrity and the correct line of our revolutionary parties. We are one, sharing common values and ideas. Those who seek to foist their nefarious and foreign agendas in our region must be exposed and denounced without shame. Your Excellencies and dear comrades, multilateralism and the rules-based international order, as embodied in the United Nations Charter, remains the sustainable guarantor of the principle of equality of nations. This summit, my dear brothers and sisters, therefore, presents us with an opportunity to revive our Pan-African ideals of unity, African solutions to African problems. We should not borrow solutions from elsewhere. Non-aggression, peaceful coexistence, South-South cooperation. That's our song. ZANU-PF is unwavering in his solidarity with the people of the Sahrawi and Palestine. We call for peace in Gaza and the West Bank, as well as the redress of the dire humanitarian crisis in that region. We condemn unilateral coercive measures and the so-called targeted sanctions deployed as a foreign policy tool. In this spirit, ZANU-PF is appreciative of the support, solidarity, and unequivocal calls from sister liberation movements towards the unconditional lifting of illegal sanctions imposed on Zimbabwe. Once again, congratulate the ANC for hosting this successful summit. The assignment before us, comrades, that of protecting our rich liberation legacy while pursuing shared prosperity of our peoples, is dependent on stability and security in our countries and the region at large. The responsibility and the duty to build brighter and more prosperous countries for the next generation lies with us, liberation movements. Let us therefore bravely and apologetically reassert and recommit ourselves to defending our founding values, defending our independence, our sovereignty, our freedom and our democracy and our equality without apology. We are the only tried, trusted, and dependable drivers of socio-economic justice for Africa, development and regional stability. The people's power shall always remain firmly secure under the governments of liberation movements. This is my view. Forward forever, backward never. Luta continua, victory is certain. Long live our revolution. Long live our unity, freedom and independence. Amanda! Thank you.